Let's get into some shite. Hi, how are you? Welcome to Apocalyptic. My name is Rick Baldwin. I am the guy who is here every time a show happens. It's me. We do a show every Monday and Thursday. I do a show every Thursday. Well, I guess you do too. You're here. You're part of it. And I appreciate it. Monday and Thursday on the same channel. Is it a channel? You just download it. It's not a channel. But we're here, same place. We've got Christmas coming up, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I think I can stay with our schedule. I think. I know I'm going out of town for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day kind of thing, going to the cabin. I might load up my little recorder thing, guy thing, whatever you call this thing. A guy. It's not a guy. Of all the things you can call it, it's not a guy. I don't know why I said that, but I might load this up and take it up where I'm going and do the show there. That could be cool. I might not need to. I gotta check my schedule. But anyway, that's happening, and I know you're going to be busy. You got presents to open, nog to drink, things to do, kids, grandkids. Holy crap, we have grandkids. I have no grandkids, but this is going to be a quiet Christmas. I've just decided it is. So far, it has been, and I like it. And I'm not doing any present. My wife and I decided we're not going to do gifts this year. Now, that sounds selfish, but it's not. We kind of gave each other some gifts this year, and we're fine with that. And so we decided we're going to go on a little mini vacation. That's going to be our gift to each other. That's all we're going to do. It might be the first time that's ever happened, but I like it. And, just kind of takes away the whole gift thing. You don't have to think about it, what I got to buy. Am I going to go into debt? How am I going to afford it? You don't have to think about any of that stuff. I don't. My wife has family she's buying for, so she's got to think about it. And other things, just living with me, she's got to think about. It's pressure. It's hard. No one wants to do it. I don't know why she decided she wanted to do it, but she did. Do you have things in your, let me just say this really quick. Our listener line is 678-348-0008. You know what that is. It's where it's like a recording. You call in and you can just tell your opinion on anything. It could be something that we deal with on the show, but it doesn't have to be. It could be anything. You just feel it. You need to talk to somebody. Go ahead, call me up, talk. I will put you, don't go 30 minutes. I don't want to do a 30-minute program of just you. But tell me what's going on in your life. You can tell me what you got for Christmas, what you're giving for Christmas, what Christmas means to you. And don't sing a Mariah Carey song, because I got to pay royalties for that. But just let me know what's going on. Reach out. I need to know, are you having a good Christmas? Are you enjoying the season? How's your year wrapping up? It's kind of been a mixture of crappy and good year for me, just a little of both. I don't know. It might lean one direction more than the other. We won't talk about it, but it's fine. There have been worse years so far. A lot can happen in 2 weeks. Do you have things that you know, but yet you haven't learned? Do you have those things in your life? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like me, this is one of the things that I know. I could tell you I know it, but I still haven't learned it. My little recorder that I record the podcast on, I bought a few months ago to do this very show. I actually had been looking at it when I was doing this epic disaster, and I would show Sherry, I was like, look, we're going to have this right here. She never got to use it, but I'm using it, and man, I love the sound. I don't know what you think, but I love the sound, and I like the machine. So the way I used to do a podcast is I had a computer, laptop, and from there, I had a mixer, And so I would do everything in GarageBand. That's an Apple product. And it's very simple. It's good. You could do a lot of complicated things, but for podcasting, it's quite simple. And so I would just record the entire show on GarageBand, and we would mix it before it went into the computer. The mics went into the mixer. It goes into the computer. It does its little magic thing. Then I process it. It spits it out, and then I upload it. We have all of that stuff. There's a little box for headphones that would plug into it so I could hear everything. That was my system. So we had a lot of stuff on the desk. And then I bought this thing, it's a Zoom podcaster or PodTech. I don't know what it is. PodTrack, I think it says. Zoom PodTrack P8. Look it up. It's cool. I love it. Everything is built into it. And mine, I don't know if yours does. Mine comes with Billy Idol.
This is Billy Idol. I want to wish you a happy holiday and a very merry new year.
Thank you, Billy. See, Billy's automatic. They built him into the machine. Billy, put him in there. Actually, what you could do is you could record used to, I had to have a separate thing for the intro to the music and the exit music and all of the stuff, any kind of other music and sound effects and everything. This thing, it's all built in. I can put sound effects in it. I got the opening and closing music. I got incidental music like this. Oh, how are ya? This is like like if I'm going to do an interview. Stop. See, it goes like really quick. So anyway, all that stuff is built in. I know you don't care. The problem with it has one flaw for me. Everything is on a little card, is SD card. So I have to have this SD card to record everything. So as I'm recording the podcast, all of the music, all the sound effects, everything is on that little card and it plugs in, and there's no problem with that. That's good. It works fine. I'm okay with it. I have a little bit of anxiety of whether that thing's going to fail at some point, and it probably will. I'll have to get a new one, but so far it's good. But the flaw is, in order for me to there's a way to put up the podcast straight from here onto just upload it, and I don't know how to do that. So what I do is I do all the recording, everything, and then I take it and I put it into computer. Any kind of editing or whatever that I need to do, I'll do it in the computer, and then I spit it out, kind of like I did the old show. That's the flaw, because the flaw is that little card has to come out, has to go from here to my laptop, and I plug it in. Between those two spaces is my memory of remembering where I put that stupid card. Now, and I knew when I got this thing that was going to be the problem. I was like, oh no, okay, here we go. I'm going to lose this card at some point. And the point was this morning. So what happens is my laptop that I use, I have it at work right now. It's what I use at work. So I have to take my card from my studio at home. I put it in my pocket, drive it to work, put it in the machine, and I do the podcast magic. Then I take that card back out, put it in my pocket, bring it home, stick it in the Zoom. And that's ideal scenario. But for me, I'm going to forget it. I'm going to forget where I put that thing. Most likely, I'm going to leave it in my pocket and wash it. It's going to go through the washer. And then it's all ruined. And I was trying to prevent that. So here's what I'm talking about. Do you know things, but you haven't learned them? And this is what I'm talking about. I do this all the time. When I want to I will have something, I'll be like, oh, I need to remember where this is. I'm going to put this in a special location so I will remember that this is where it is, and I'll be able to find it. That never works, because I never remember where my special location is. And that was what happened. I had this card. I didn't want something to happen to it. I was afraid the cats would use it for a hockey puck or whatever. And it was in my pocket, and I said, I'm going to put this in this special location, so I'll make sure that I bring it up and put it in the Zoom. and I could not this morning remember where I put it. I looked everywhere. I searched everywhere. Couldn't find it. And then I found it. And so we have stairs. My studio is at the top of the stairs in my office. And for some reason, instead of walking it up the stairs and putting it in the Zoom or laying it on the table even, I put it at the bottom of the stairs. I just said, I'll just take this up next time I go up. And I didn't remember where it was. So it took me a few minutes to find that card and to do the show. And that's going to happen. And I guarantee you I will lose that card permanently or wash it or something. That's going to happen. And I will never, ever learn. I know this, but I will never learn it. I will do this again. I do it for everything. I got to remember, I'm going to put this in this cabinet. I'm going to put this in this drawer because I'll remember I put it in this drawer. And that way I'll know exactly where. No, it doesn't. Just put it on a pile on the floor because I can always remember that. I always know it's there. Christmas coming up. I'm happy about it. I like it. This is Christmas week. If you don't know, if you lost, if you just woke up, I'm telling you, it's Christmas week. If you haven't done, have you done your shopping? I'm not doing shopping, as I said, but just reminding you, if you haven't, it's a good time to start. I used to be a good shopper. I would just I would just go in and I would just immediately find something and get it and get out. I didn't spend a lot of time doing it. A lot of times I would wait until usually Christmas week. There's no sense in buying boxes and leaving them in your closet. Just go buy them the day before if you can. I've done that. It works. Not a lot of good stuff, but that's the problem. I thought about something yesterday that it might be my favorite thing about Christmas, and I wanted to share with you, my friends out there. I was sitting in my office, and it was a slow day, and it was just me in my studio office sitting there, and had Christmas music on. It blares through the art gallery. And I was listening to it, and a choral version of O Come Emmanuel came on, and I hate that song. It's not my favorite. I won't say I hate it, but it's not my favorite. I don't care for it. But for some reason, that arrangement that came on, it kind of reminded me of like a Gregorian chant. You know, I don't think there was any music in it. It might have been, but it was choral, and it was slow, and it just hit me. It was just gorgeous. And even as much as I hate that song, it was just like, it was the perfect arrangement at the perfect time. And I just became very reflective, not like a mirror. You know, I'm not a vampire, but it became very reflective. And I just enjoyed it. And I spent some time just kind of sitting there listening to it. And, you know, this morning I kind of reflected on that. I kind of thought about it. And I thought, well, you know, that really is my favorite thing about Christmas. So we live in this weird little society, and I don't know if you're aware of this, but I'm more and more aware of it, and I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's actually a society thing. I know it's always partly been a society thing, but we kind of live in an age where you are being encouraged to be over the top aggressive, in your face to everyone. And you do it, you're supposed to do it. I don't know, it's this kind of competitive spirit. Even cooking shows. My wife and I last night were watching a show on the cooking channel, and it was like competitive Christmas cookies. And people are trying to outdo each other with the cookies. And it's like, in your face with these cookies. I don't know if that's what cookie making is supposed to be for. My grandmother I don't think she called her friends and go, Mildred, in your face with these sugar cookies. Ha! I kicked your ass on the cookies this year. I don't think she did that. Can we not just make cookies and just enjoy it? But we have this thing where we're just like constantly being told that we got to get in people's face. and we got to be aggressive and competitive. And I can't do that. It's just not me. And I know sometimes there are a lot of type A people. There are people that just like that kind of mentality, that like that spirit. It's creeped into our politics where you just, just thumbing your nose at everybody, just like telling them off. Used to, you wanted to be nice in politics because you want to try to get people's vote. You didn't want to insult people. Now you blatantly insult them. And instead of people turning away, they call you a hero. They try to mimic you. All the other politicians think, hey, we should do that too. So you got to be faster, bigger, sassier, louder than everybody else. And there comes a time when I just get tired of that. It's just, I like the silence. I like the quietness. And that's what I like about Christmas. So at the end of the year, everything's kind of wrapping up. You're kind of looking back and going, oh, man, I screwed everything up this year. Everything I touched, I was going to lose 25 pounds. I hadn't done any of that. In fact, I probably gained 10 or more. My relationship is really not doing well, and I think I might be getting fired. So you're at the end of the year, and that's what you're thinking. And then all of a sudden, Christmas comes in. And you get this just constant sensory, what am I trying to say? Constant feelings or of peace and quietness. Just like O Come Emmanuel, you may not like it, but sometimes it just hits you at the right time. And that's what Christmas, I feel like. And I think that's why I liked it when I was a kid. It's just the best Christmas moments are the ones in quietness. When you and that's why snow is so great. Because when you go out in snow and you try to talk and you just feel like everything is dead. The sound is dead. There's no echo. It's just like talking in a field of cotton. Your voice becomes kind of flat. And it's quiet. You don't hear a lot of city noises. Or even just traffic noise, whatever. When I was a kid, we used to put our feet under the Christmas tree. We'd turn out all the lights, put our feet under the Christmas tree, lay there, and look up at the tree. And on the ceiling, you could see where the lights would blink. You would have colored lights blinking off and on. We would say we were watching cartoons. But that was just such a kid thing. It's just to get just the simple lights blinking off and on. We didn't need a lot of entertainment. Just that was so magical. And we just lay there in quietness and watch that. And I've just really been getting into photos. I'm getting back onto the social media app Tumblr, which I love. Our blog is on Tumblr, by the way. But there's so many gorgeous photos on Tumblr, and I just get obsessed with them. And these Christmas photos, I follow somebody who just posts these peaceful, beautiful Christmas photos throughout the world of different things. You would just see these little cabins in the middle of this gigantic, snowy environment. And there's this little tiny cabin with a little glowy orange light, smoke coming out. It's so peaceful, just so singular. You just get quiet. All that aggression, all of that trying to get ahead of everything and to get on top of everyone else and be better than everyone and succeed and do. You don't have to worry about that anymore. Just quiet Christmas. And it seems like, and it's not just Christmas, Hanukkah. I'm sorry, I fail at this point. I think, is it Diwali and I don't know when Ramadan happens and Kwanzaa and all. I don't know everybody's holidays and I apologize. But I do know at this time of year, it just seems like all religions, all spiritualities, and even people that don't practice any religion at all, start clicking into that silence, that peacefulness, that reflectiveness. And that becomes very important to wrapping up our year. I don't know if it's like we're preparing ourselves for another year. We got to start it. We got to turn it up, first of the year. We got to turn that volume up But this kind of gives us an opportunity to kind of settle down. And all the symbolisms in Christmas sort of endorse that, you know. Like even kids, what do? You go to Santa, you ask. You're asking for something. And then in presents, you're giving things. It's just like you're emptying yourself. You're not holding on to the things that you held on to all year. You're becoming clear and clean and a new person. In a way, kind of like, you know, all the dead stuff in winter. The leaves are gone, but it's dormant, but you know things are happening. The trees are just sleeping. They're going to come out beautiful as ever. Same with the plants, flowers, everything. And the same with you. But to sit and take in just soft white lights, blinking lights, just the greenery hanging here and there, and little ribbons hanging from light poles, and just, man, I just love that. Sounds become crisper and cleaner, and even in Christmas music, you hear a little bell twinkles. That's what it is. It's just like the bells twinkling are kind of a spiritual sign. It's a sign of awakening. It's like we're not totally dead. We might feel a little bit like it, but we're still there. We're waking up. It's great. I enjoy it. It's my favorite thing about Christmas. It just brings those feelings of renewal, but just peace. You know, you need a little bit of peace at the end of the year. You need some eggnog with a little bit of Buffalo Trace in it. If you haven't done that, man, do it. It's good. Good stuff. All right. I'm trusting that everyone's doing well. Thanks to those people who have reached out and told me that they are listening to the podcast. It's good to know. I just want to know if you're enjoying it. That's all. This is it. I think as we go along, we'll get a little deeper. We'll find out new things. I like bringing new things in, but it's basically just me and you sitting here going over things we need to talk about for a little bit. Hopefully I can encourage you, open you up to some new ideas, make you feel twinkly, little bell tingly in the world. You know, be that. Just be it. You don't have to be aggressive to everybody. You don't have to get in everybody's face. If if it's part of your job, some salespeople have to do that kind of stuff, okay, do it, but just be nice to people. What I found is a lot of people who, that kind of mentality of being aggressive and being loud and being in your face, it doesn't last long. People who do that, if you notice, they tend to burn out really, really quick. I always think of is it Bruce Lee, one of the most powerful human beings, always said, be like water, be soft. He was one of the toughest guys in the world, but inside he was soft. And you have to do that no matter what advertising people tell you, Hollywood people tell you, what anybody tells you. You don't have to be a jerk. You don't have to be an ass. You don't have to be aggressive. You don't have to get in there and get yours first. You'll be okay. It's okay to be a nice person. It's okay to just be quiet, to be peaceful. Enjoy the sleigh ride passing by, You don't have to hunt down the horses. You don't have to fire at them. Just enjoy them going by. Listen to the sounds of the hoofs. Snow. It's great. That's what Christmas is about. All right, I'm going to shut up. You know what? You can send me email, rick@apocalyptic.com. That's my email address. I only tell you. Everybody else gets a different email address, but you get that one. That's my direct line. You also have the direct line, 678-348-0008. That's our listener line, which you can call or text and be a part of the podcast. Just tell me what you think. It's like a rescue line. Sometimes people just need to reach out and touch someone. And in this day of COVID, you may not actually want to touch, but that's the closest you can come to. I'm on Facebook. People have reached out to me on Facebook, which is nice. I like that. Telling me just one sentence. I love the show. Listen to the show. Catching up on the show. Whatever. Those things mean a lot to me. Instagram. On the Instagram. And that's pretty much it, except for YouTube. I don't think I've figured out what is going on with YouTube. It's not, last I checked, it wasn't uploading, and I've done everything that's supposed to happen, but it will do that at some point. We will be there. It's okay. I think the best thing to do is just find the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, and then it automatically downloads. You get it where you are. Okay. Is that it? Are we done? I wish I had a quieter exit music, kind of a Christmas, but instead we get this. That's okay. It's a little loud. It's a little in your face. Sometimes in your face is good, but not right now. This is quiet. This is good.